Well, good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you here to our Good Morning Corona. Nope, it's not Good Morning Corona, but it's our Coffee with the Entrepreneur. I'm going to say Good Morning Corona, not as the event, but to each of you. My name is Bobby Spiegel. I'm the President and CEO for the Corona Chamber of Commerce. I'm very excited to have you here. And our partnership on today's meeting is with the City of Corona. I'll be introducing Ashley in just a little bit, and she'll share some exciting things that are going on for the City of Corona. But what I'd like to do is just ask that if you could take your phones and silence them right now. I'd like to just give you a couple of housekeeping things. Should there be an emergency where we need to exit, we've got this door here, and there will be 2 steps that you have to go up as you exit, or you can exit out that door that you had come in. The restrooms are out here on the left-hand side as well. If someone does call you on your phone as you have it silenced, please kindly just if you have to take the call, get up and walk outside and answer the call. Don't answer it in here because we do have a full program, and we want to hear from our featured speaker and our guest here today, Rachel Medina, and I'll be introducing her momentarily. I would like at this time, though, it's been heavy on our hearts about what's going on over in Ukraine as well. I want to clarify too, there are many people from Russia that are not supporting what's going on right now. And if you guys could just take a moment of silence to think about the people that are impacted in this world, our troops, the people that are protecting our freedoms, and all the people that are being displaced right now. Just take a moment of silence, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. And at this time, I'd like to have everyone rise as we will go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance, reciting the 31 best words that I've ever seen assembled into what we call the Pledge of Allegiance. And Ashley, would you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Today is about networking. Today is about learning a little bit more, getting some tips. I know that Rachel has a lot of information, but what we want to also add for you is an opportunity for you to get to know who else is in the room. And then we also have some folks on Facebook or people that will be viewing this later on. I'm going to pass the mic around to each person, and I'm going to start with Andrew. And Andrew's going to stand, turn around, face the group, and then he's going to say his name, he's going to say who he's with, and that's it. We're not talking about all the different specials that the Ontario Reign has right now, or their season, or anything like that. It's a very short thing, but if you're interested in all that, right afterwards, when we're done, after Rachel is done with her presentation, come up and see Andrew. Maybe you've got a product or service that could help him, or maybe you want to purchase something from him. So I'm using him as an example. That could be the same for anyone else. Antonio may have something. Yes, or Mohammed or Joe. Joe's great. So we're going to go ahead and go around the room real quick here, okay? So please welcome Andrew.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Wilson. I help manage corporate partnerships for the Ontario Reign.
Hi, my name is Samantha Maestro, and I'm here to support the speaker, and I'm with Tap and Adrian.
Good morning, my name is Dalia Escobar. I'm here with Le Monarch Designs, and I'm here to also support Rachel Medina.
Good morning, everyone. Ashley Zaragoza. I'm the Economic Development Administrator for the City of Corona's Office of Economic Development.
Hello everyone, my name is Tap Young. I'm here to film the speaker, and I'm with Young Media.
Hi everyone, I'm Adrian Soto. I'm here to support my mother, who's the
Speaker.
Hey everybody, my name is Joseph Marin. I'm an Allstate agent, and we're here as part of the Allstate team to help you with your insurance needs.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Mohammed Ibrahim. I'm with Allstate Insurance, and yeah, we're excited to be here.
Good morning, my name is Joe Ciancio. I'm retired, and I'm a mediator in the small claims court in Corona.
Hi, I'm Dale Sarver. I'm a mentor with SCORE here in Corona.
Good morning, I'm Christy with DFI Insurance, a property and casualty insurance agency.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jessica Bird, and I'm with my own business, Violet Roots Vitality.
Right there to Tammy. Okay.
Good morning, my name is Rebecca Cranston. I am with Cal Auto Registration. We're a business partner of the DMV.
Bonjour tout le monde. My name is Florian. I'm with Three Angles Brand Strategy Consulting.
Good morning, Janina Ramirez, welcome, and I thank you for coming to support Rachel Medina, who's part of our community at Tailored Space.
I'm Tammy Carwick. I'm the sponsorship and marketing specialist here at the Chamber.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Kenya Robinson. I'm here with Jazzercise Corona Fitness Studio.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Stacy Marks. I'm an attorney here in Corona, and I also work in the same building as Rachel.
Nice.
Good morning, everybody. Paul Bender-Padesha with Express Employment Professionals and the Chamber Board of Directors.
So sorry. Should move my legs.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Crystal Hernandez, and I'm the agency owner of Somos Insurance Solutions.
Good gracious morning, everyone. I'm John Michael Usler. I'm the president of Your Greatness Experts and also a Thinking into Results consultant with Procter Gallagher Institute.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rachel Medina, and thank you so much for coming out.
Good morning. My name is Joe Diaz. I'm a financial advisor partnered with Primerica.
Hi, everybody. I'm Robert Yanez, Membership Development Specialist here at the Corona Chamber.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Desiree Ramirez. I am the Vice President of Operations here at the Corona Chamber.
Good morning. I am Anthony Maldonado, and the Programs Coordinator here at the Corona Chamber.
Awesome. Well, give yourselves a round of applause. You guys did an awesome job. Thank you so much. So we want you to go ahead and get social, if you will, for just a second. Take out your phone. I know Christy's probably already posted 25 photos already, but take some selfies or take some pictures and hashtag Corona Chamber when you do that, as well as hashtag Corona Rocks. We want to just thank you for being part of today's event. I'm very excited to bring Rachel up in about 3-4 minutes. We've just got some things that we want to cover, and I want to bring up our co-host as well. But in front of you, you got some materials that have been printed. One is called Corona the Guide. It's that big, thick booklet. That is an annual publication that we put together here. If you'd like to be part of that for the 2023 edition, let us know. You can see either Tammy or Robert, and we can assist you in that. As well, in front of you is the newspaper. That is the March-April issue of the Corona Business News. That comes out every 2 months. We're in the process of finalizing the May-June issue. So if you'd like some advertising, advertorial, or anything, questions on that, again, Robert and Tammy can assist you with that program. I mentioned at the very beginning, I said, Good Morning Corona, and there is an event we have every single month that's called Good Morning Corona. And this month, in March, we are going to do it this Thursday, and that is St. Patrick's Day. And we would encourage you, if you want to come and network quite a bit with some amazing people, additional to what you already are doing here. It will be up at Eagle Glen. We are almost sold out. We have over 240 people on the list right now that have expressed a desire to be there and have paid their attendance. If you would like to go, please see any of our staff. As you leave, they will be able to help you with that. That is a very early morning. In fact, like right now, it's 8:15. We are totally done with our program about 8:30 in the morning on Good Morning Corona. We start at 6:30 in the morning, and it's rapid fire, a lot of good information, bring lots of business cards to that. You can go ahead and have the link right here. This is the bit.ly that you can use to register, or you can see our staff out front. On March 22nd, right here at 10 o'clock in the morning, we have a very important training that is regulated by the state of California as well as the federal government, and it's regarding sexual harassment. And it's a program that's going to teach employees as well as managers different levels of things that are acceptable. I know when I was growing up, I see some of these guys, some of these young people that are in the room here today, I've got headaches older than them, but when I was their age, it was a whole different type of an atmosphere in the workplace. And now there are some rules that you must follow, and you cannot tolerate some of the people that go beyond that. So as a manager, we have some additional training that day, but as an employee, you need to know your rights and what is acceptable and what is not. So that will be here at 10 o'clock on March 22nd, and it is a 2-hour program. And then the next one is our Corona Night with the Angels. I'm pretty excited that Major League Baseball finally signed their agreement and everything is set. We were originally going to be on a March 27th date, but they moved us back 1 full week. We got that notification last week. And so we've got tickets available. There's different tickets that are available from $35 to $55. If you go on that link, it'll go right to the Angels site and you can purchase the tickets directly through them. Just this last weekend, we were able to pick up some first base tickets. They're a lot more expensive. We've got them here physically. You would purchase, so that's the bit.ly on that one, and we would encourage you to do that. There's only a handful of those that are available, so we encourage you to consider doing that. And then I did want to now introduce our business partner to you. Ashley Zaragoza works with the economic development. You know, in any community, if you have a thriving business community, you've got a great, great community. We're very fortunate that Ashley is part of that magic that happens for the city that helps work with the businesses, and they have the right posture and the right attitude about making sure that they get businesses opened up right away. If you're looking to expand, if you're looking to venture out and do some additional things, Ashley is one of the key people down there that we can rely on that can help us get that accomplished. She's got some great information to share. I would love for you to welcome her. She is our sponsor for today, the City of Corona. Please welcome Ashley Zaragoza.
Thank you so much, Bobby. Good morning, everyone. So as Bobby mentioned, I'm the Economic Development Administrator for the City of Corona. So if you are looking for a new location, expanding, whatever the case may be, you have workforce needs, please reach out to me. Please reach out to us as the city, because we want to make sure that your needs are met. So I'd like to discuss a couple of events that we have. We try to, as a city, to always have different events and resources available to our business partners and to our job seekers. So the first one I would like to highlight, thank you, is the new business reception. So we're very big on entrepreneurship, as you can see, Coffee with Entrepreneurs today. And so in doing so, we want to make sure that the new business community is connected with the right kind of resources. They're understanding what other businesses are here local. So we still have that open. It's actually going to be tomorrow from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And so we're really looking forward to bringing those communities together. But if you are not a new business, we are bringing our resource partners. So there's still a lot of great information that you can receive on that day. In addition, we're doing a Live Work webinar series. So we've had multiple throughout the month of March, and we have one more coming up on March 23rd. And essentially, this was part of the Live Work Corona series that looks at live where you work where you live, go full circle in the Circle City. So a really big push in making sure that we're encouraging workforce to stay local, and of course for our employers to have those workforce here local. So if you are available on March 23rd for that webinar, you'll be able to see, collaborate, meet, and work remotely. So understanding different kinds of Google tools, things that you can do to ensure that your needs are there and that you're able to work in this new environment that we're in. Even though some individuals aren't going fully virtual, there are those who are looking at hybrid schedules, understanding with work-life balance, all these different things. So we want to make sure you have those tools, and then also that your employees have those tools. So if you are not available, but one of your employees are, you think it'd be a good fit, please have them register and join us for this. So thank you so much for your time this morning, everyone. Short and sweet, but again, I'm here if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. They've got a great program set up for the work. There's a pledge that we want to take, right? Ashley?
Yes.
There's a pledge, and you'll learn a little bit more about that. You can visit with her, but it is real important. We want to get people off the freeways. So even people that are watching this on Facebook right now, if you live in, say, San Bernardino or Riverside, you can stop right here. You don't have to go all the way to Orange County. You can work right here in Corona. That will help a lot of people. One of our focuses is with this partnership with the city and the chambers to allow businesses to thrive here in town. If we can save you 30 minutes in travel, just think of how many soccer games you can go to. Just think of how many dinners you can have with your family. So we want to simplify this so that people understand the importance of working local, living local, and it'll be a blessing there. So thank you so very much, Ashley. Really appreciate it. So I want you to get your seatbelts on because this lady is a rock star that I'm going to bring up right now. I'm going to introduce Rachel Medina. She has got so much going on in her life. We could probably spend hours hearing about all the things that she's accomplished, from being a single mom to a teen mom to being all the way on up to what she's doing today. I'm going to just touch on a couple of things because the whole program is for her to walk through the steps of what she's done and how she's become a successful entrepreneur. But she is the founder of RM101 Media Group, and she hosts 2 highly successful podcasts on a regular basis. She shares her life lessons and things that she has learned in business. She is an incredible speaker. I sense from just meeting her on her heart is truly just huge and wants to help others. Ironically, or maybe not, maybe by design, since this is Women's History Month, we couldn't find a better speaker than to share a woman that has really been successful. And I want you to know there are many successful women in our community and in our chamber. I'm just very honored and privileged to bring up Rachel right now. So ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet and let's go ahead and welcome Rachel Medina.
Hold it up close. Is this good? Where, you guys tell me where? Here? Here? We're good? Okay. Well, good morning, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. I know you're not all here just for me. This is a wonderful, wonderful event that the Chamber puts together for the city to bring entrepreneurs together. So I'm very honored to have been invited to come speak to all of you today. You're right, my story is kind of crazy and has a lot of twists and turns, but you'll soon learn that none of it was just all by myself. And so I want to begin at the beginning. I've been in the city of Corona since 1993, and as I was mentioning, I actually was in the Teen Mom program at Corona High briefly. I was married at 17, and my husband that I married was actually from the city, and his family was here for a very, very long time. Everybody basically decided that because I was a teen mom, I was a statistic, and that I wouldn't do anything, that I ruined my life, essentially. I had decided differently. I decided that I was in control of my destiny, so to speak, if I had faith, and if I put enough work and focus, that I could actually sort of overcome some things that maybe others weren't encouraged to before me. So with that being said, I went to RCC as a mom. So again, everything very local. I went to the Norco campus, did some stuff at the Riverside campus, and I was majoring in communications and journalism and all this kind of stuff. And I had actually gotten an acceptance from USC, and I thought, I'm on my way. But then here came Adrian, this is my youngest son, and things changed. And so I took a turn into the magazine publishing industry and really found my wheelhouse there. Working with entrepreneurs throughout my entire career, helping them with their marketing aspects, their branding, their messaging, helping them build authority is really what it turned out to be. So although there was a series of wonderful magazines, many of them you might know Inland Empire Magazine from out here. So that was really where I got my feathers on my wings, so to speak, under an owner called Don Lorenzi, who really taught me the way of the land, and he's an established individual here in Riverside County. And so from there, I just really saw the magic within myself and really got the courage to say, you know what, if I can think it and if I believe it, you know, I can do it. And I had a talent and a knack for this magazine business thing, and then off I went to Los Angeles. And so my career has really flourished even from there in the publishing business. But what I found over time was just what, you know, you were saying earlier as you were introducing me, and that was, I was a mom. I had 2 kids, I had a husband, and here I was going to LA, I was on the trains, you know, the Metrolink, subway stations, I was being flown everywhere in the country, and although that was so amazing, right, considering that I was like this 17-year-old statistic that wasn't gonna go anywhere, I recognized that I had a wonderful, wonderful, blessed career, but I did not have a front row seat to my children's lives. And so over time, I came to realize I had publishing communications companies trying to move me to Los Angeles. We looked at homes everywhere, and no matter how many times we did that, or people offered that, companies offered to move me to different places, I just kept looking at my kids, and I would come back to Corona and come home, and I just felt at peace. And so I just knew, like, this is home. And so over time, the marriage ended, and after almost 20 years, obviously, I can look back now and go, well, duh. You know what I mean? I was building this career, and it was really difficult, and it was strenuous on the marriage and on the family. But at the end of the day, when I went to go work for someone else, again, I sat there and said, okay, this is post 2008. So you know how the country was and the economy was. Nobody was really paying anymore. I went from these super high, fancy situations to like, just get whatever you can, because now you're a single mom. And I got a job in Irvine as a magazine publisher for 5 magazines. Felt blessed. I would pray every day saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for this opportunity. And I was miserable. I was miserable at that job. I could feel that I was being stifled. There was a lot of emotions because of everything going on. And once again, I was working 12 hours a day in Irvine this time, and not there for my boys as a single mom. They now have the dad no longer in the home. They have mom working 12 hours a day, and it just felt wrong. Like, it just felt off. And so what ended up happening, and it all depends on who you talk to, but the owner of that publishing company said, I didn't fire you. And I say, I didn't quit. But whatever happened, you know, divine intervention had us look at each other, shake hands, and part ways. And in doing that, I literally sat there 24 hours later, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I know I don't wanna sit on that 91 freeway another day of my life. That was literally first and foremost. And second, I knew that I wanted to have a higher quality of life, meaning life experiences, shared with my sons. Although I got to fly to Boston and all these different wonderful places for the publishing industry, I didn't get to share it with them. And so they just got to hear about it or see pictures. And I just knew I wanted to do things with them specifically and create a new normal for us post-divorce. So I said, I sat here my entire career making everybody rich. I know I can do it. How do I learn the mindset to do it for myself and for my family? And that's when I got the idea of Just Home magazine, which is a direct mail publication that focuses on contractors. So some of you guys might have received it in your mailboxes. We went to 300,000 homes, and there's a lot of competitors in that space now, but we were really kind of breaking ground in Riverside County for that, and as quickly moved to San Diego and Orange County. So the way that came about was 24 hours later, I knew I didn't want to go on the freeway. I knew I wanted a better life with my kids, and I knew I had an almost 20-year track record that proved that I know how to do this. And I literally created a PDF. I didn't have a website or anything. And as a single mom, I didn't want to spend too much money. You know, I'm just kind of in that balance of like, I don't know what's going to happen next. And I created a PDF, a sell sheet with just what it would look like and what the mission was. And I literally picked up the phone and called an awning company in Anaheim Hills that I was semi-familiar with. And I pitched them this wonderful magazine that goes to all these people. It doesn't exist, by the way. This was just like an idea. That goes to all these people, and it's going to be so wonderful for their business. And the lady says, wonderful, we'll take it. We'll take a full page. And I went, oh, wonderful. And she said, how much is it? And I go, I didn't know what to say. So I was just like, well, you know, it's normally this much, but if you can pay like $1,000, I think we can make it work since you'll be like a launch member. And she goes, yeah, okay, let's do it. She's like, who do we make the check out to? And I was like, I don't even know. So that $1,000, we ended up going and picking up. So what I did was I kind of stalled. It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we're like, what's your business?
I'm a mentor.
I was gonna say we're gonna all like
I
make
turned
you
it
feel
down,
better.
but it's
Yeah.
He did that just so that everyone else knew.
Yeah, that's a marketing tactic.
He's mentoring us.
Yeah. So basically I called my mom and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of this divorce. I don't know what this looks like to like start a whole business. And she says, we got it. So we went down to the county and, you know, got all the city licenses and did everything we had to do to be legit, opened a business bank account with like $100 or something, and then ran straight down to Anaheim Hills and was like, oh, make the check out to Just Home. And she was like, okay. And that's how it began. And as soon as that happened with that $1,000, I said, okay, if I can get like 5 more people to do, and this was like every month, so they were like on monthly billing, and I was like, if I can just get 5 more people, we'll be okay, right? We can cover some things, market the companies. And then it just snowballed from there. And as soon as we got the 5, you know, my sons looked at me and said, you know, you're not gonna do all this by yourself. Like, there's just no way. So I started kind of posting on social media just to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. And like, and sure enough, that company that I dreaded working at in Irvine, one by one, people started jumping and jumping and jumping and coming over and coming. It made me nervous because it's like a legal thing. Does anybody know this? There's like a legal thing of like poaching or something like that. Yeah. And I was very nervous. I was very aware that that's a thing. And I was like, oh my God, they're all coming over. But one by one, they came over and said, we know what you are as a leader. We love the culture you create, and we love how you love the clients and what you do for them. And they just jumped. And I said, okay, I can't pay you this like massive salary or anything, but if you'll do it for like commission, let's go. Let's build this thing. Commission and equity, let's go. And 1 year later, we passed the $1 million mark. Okay, and we did it all from home. The culture was no one is gonna commute. If you have to go see a customer or a client, you do it off traffic hours. You can leave tell them you can't even be there till like 10:45. So it was like, be there for your kids. You need to walk the dog, walk the dog. You know, we used to have a thing that we'd say, walk the dog, pet the husband. Okay? Because I didn't want to happen to them in their marriage what I was kind of feeling guilty that happened in mine. And so we just had this culture, family first, family first, family first. And so next year we compounded those numbers and it just snowballed from there. And everything was actually just really incredible. But I will tell you that if you're looking to have your business reach 7 figures, there's something that happens psychologically that you need to be prepared for. We always say to ourselves, oh my God, if I just had this much more money, things would be easier. Or if I just had this much more money, my family would be XYZ. Or if I had a bigger house, you know, I could do this, that, or the other. And what ended up happening, at least in my case, and I've since met other people that this happens to, there's a little bit of imposter syndrome. I mean, I have it now speaking to you guys right now. It just never goes away. But there's a little bit of imposter syndrome where I felt, and I don't know if it's a cultural thing, I felt like I couldn't celebrate it. It was like I felt like I couldn't go to the family barbecues in LA and be like, guess what I did? You know, guess what my team and I did? I just was very quiet about it. Didn't even really like upgrade my vehicles or my living situation. Everything really stayed the same. And when I got down to the core of it, I realized I was happy about what I accomplished, but I wasn't 100% sure that this is what the space I wanted to be in. So I had this quiet little whisper of like, it's good, but like, is this really what you want to be doing? And so let me just tell you really quick, when I went to go do my taxes, this is back to the psychology, the first year I did my taxes with my CPA person that had been with me for years, even when I was married. And I showed up and I'm like, okay, here you go. And she opens it up and she goes, and she screams, right? Because she was used to me doing 6 figures in the line of work I was in. But when she saw those numbers, she just screamed out loud. And then I go, no, it's not real. It's not real. I literally said those words to her. And she said, Rachel, it's real. And I said, no, it's not real, because by the time you pay for paper and printing and postage, and I made up all these stories about how it's not real, so I can't like spend that money. And I have a wonderful friend in the room right now who's actually my co-host for my You Deserve Fresh Lettuce podcast that I do with her, Dalia Escobar, sitting right there. And she got a front row seat to this, and she's very like, her mind is very expanded about money. And then she was just like, what are you doing? You know, and she just has seen this journey of mine where I'm like, this time it's going to be different. But I really had this kind of blockage in my mind about it. I also felt I just felt guilt. I had family members who would literally ask me, how much do you make an hour? And when you're the first person in your family to cross that 7, you know, one day I'll say hello 8 is what I say, and no one will know. But when you cross 7 and you look around and no one else around you has done that, who do you even have a conversation about this with? And you know, when I'm sitting in front of like my uncle, who I love so much, and he works in a factory, right? And he's been there for like 30 years, and he's like, Mija, I bought a Mercedes finally. Okay, splurge. Okay. And he sees the car and was like, you know, Mija, how much money do you make an hour? And I couldn't answer that question. I had not been paid hourly since I was at Target here in Norco when I was going to RCC. And it broke my heart, because I didn't want my success or my shine or whatever to make light or to shine a light on maybe what he had not been able to realize in his life. And that's, you know, I don't even know if that's what he wants, right? To have so much more. He seems very, very content and at peace. But then I said, I'm so bad at math, which by the way is real. I'm actually really bad at math. And I said, I'm so bad at math, you know, I don't even know. I don't even know. Because they pay me bonuses and stuff, I don't know. And he goes like, $20 an hour? And I go, I don't even know. And he just kept going through this process, trying to get it out of me, and I just didn't know. And it just kind of taught me, like, just don't say anything. And I'm just sharing that message with you because don't do what I did. What I mean is, you never know who you're going to inspire. And so if somebody really wants to know, you don't have to give them the exact number, but you can say, you know, I've done very well, and this is how I did it, you know. And then you never know, because if I would have shared more with him, maybe his kids, maybe he would have said, hey, to his kids, like, go look at which they do. They're really wonderful. His kids, they watch all my stuff now, and they're very inspired. But what I'm getting at is we all have something in us, right? And so the money thing is also the next stage of our journey as entrepreneurs, and to be mentally prepared for that money. And then once you get mentally prepared for that money, it'll come. But what also happens is you got to figure out what to do with the money, because it's like you get the money and then you have to contend with what that means. And then you have to figure out where to put it, especially with inflation and what it is today and everything that we're seeing today. You have to really align with really smart individuals who know what to do with money. And that was something, again, I didn't have those resources around me, being the first to cross 7 in my family. And so I wanted to include that in this story, because if you're an entrepreneur, the goal is not to just get by. And it's so easy to get comfortable with, like, oh, I made a couple sales this month. Like, oh, okay, we broke even. Okay, we broke even, and then we made this much, and we can go out to dinner. It's so easy to just get in that, because that's what we're comfortable with. When I assure you, you can 10x, you can 50x, you could 100x your current situation, even being right here in a town like Corona. You can absolutely do it. So that's number 1. Or number 8 at this point. But you know, I think that I came to the realization that although I really appreciated the clients and I really appreciated the team, and I was very proud of what we did, I got to the point finally where I can kind of sit in it. You know, I had a situation where I wasn't doing much with it. So it's like, let's trap my mom. She loves to travel. So she's like, what are you doing? You don't travel? You don't go anywhere? You're just working. And so she said, you did all this so that you didn't have to just be like stuck. So there we go, off we go, my sons and I, and we're with my mom, and we're traveling everywhere. Europe, Paris, Germany, like you name it. We went everywhere. And it was the most amazing, amazing thing. And I thought, this is what it is. Although, I'm not gonna lie, I was in front of some monument or whatever in Paris, like FaceTiming my team doing the Monday meeting, and they finally had to go, Rachel, stop, we are not gonna answer these Zooms anymore. Like, we're not gonna answer them, just enjoy your vacation. But again, me slowing down translated as letting everything fall apart. And not being totally comfortable with the fact that it's here, it exists, it's real, right? And so we travel all around and we create these amazing memories, and then all of a sudden, and I debated if I was gonna say it, and then all of a sudden I get news that my son on Valentine's Day was struck and killed in the road, my older one, who's not here. I only got the courage because Adrian stepped away, but, okay, 1 second.
You got this, you got this. Yeah. We're so sorry.
But I will tell you that it's really important to create that work-life balance. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're working for someone else. Like, make the work-life balance a absolute priority if you're a parent. It doesn't even matter, you know, figure out how to get those 90 minutes a day with your family, like literally phones off, social media off, like everything off, like just look at them when they're talking to you, like engage in the conversations. And I'm not saying, oh, because you never know what will happen, but what I'm getting at is that thank God my mom pushed me to just break free a little bit and enjoy it. And she's like, it's just money, like you'll make more of it, it'll just come, like don't worry about spending it. And so we traveled, and when it came down to doing his funeral, he died at 25, there was over 600 people at the services, and we did the live video, and by the end of the video, people came up to me and said, I know 80-year-old people that have not done, not even a tenth of what he got to do, because you have the courage to just do this thing as an entrepreneur. And so you never know who you're inspiring. You never know, the children that you have are watching you. They're watching you choose your dreams. They're watching you choose to be independent and to start your own business or to go into sales. Or they're watching you break from the norm of what everyone says to do. And you never know what that's gonna mean. My son, he stepped out of the room, but for him, it's now meant he doesn't have to be tied down. He's going all in on this entrepreneurial thing. He knows what kind of father he wants to be at this point, and he knows nothing's guaranteed. And so he'd rather make less money as an entrepreneur to have the quality of life than more money working, commuting for someone else in LA or Irvine or wherever else, right? And so it's so funny. I had a consultation with a PR professional, and she says, don't bring up your son. It's not part of the narrative. And I'm like, but it's so part of that roller coaster of life that we go through. And so this happened, you can only imagine, 2019. I was helping a friend launch her magazine. We're at the launch party, I'm on the pink carpet, we're doing all this photog stuff, and I'm just not, I was ill physically, I was obviously sad, there was all these things, and I had to just get ready and just stand there and just kind of do what I'm doing here, but like in front of a lot of people and cameras and everything. And then I just want to go home and curl up and not get out of bed. But every single day I was determined, because I know he loved the life that we lived. He loved all the moves I was making. He loved the events I was attending and the places I was speaking. And when I would get featured or whatever, he was just so proud of me. And so I just had this thing on my conscience where, like, can you imagine if he's able to see, if he saw me wither away, for him to feel like that was his fault in any way. I just kind of had this imagination, right? And then obviously I have a son here that still needs his mom, you know? And so at the end of the day, I just every day got up. So since that moment has happened, I've never stayed in bed past 8 o'clock. I tell myself, I am not getting out of bed today. And then I get up out of bed and I brush my teeth and I get ready and I come out. And I show up in the world and I go, I don't know who I'm gonna inspire, and I don't know who's going to be blessed by the message. I just don't know. I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other and say yes as often as I can. And no, and say no to certain things, right? And so, Adrian, you exited at the perfect time. Thank you very much. And so, I feel like it's very much part of the story, because it shows that life happens and you can never be prepared for something like that. And I wasn't even really prepared for the divorce either, but it was like I just chose to get up instead of wallowing, you know, in it, and I chose to take action. So once that happened, that tragic thing happened, here comes 2020. So I went from like that happening and then filling my days, like filling my time with work, like just filling it with work. I also started a whole podcast. I mean, talk about turning pain into purpose, right? I just was filling it with anything that could just spark my creativity and that could just feel good without having like wine, you know, or pills or Xanax. Everybody in the world was like, Xanax. I'm like, no. And so I just chose to do it sober. And I always say, I brought my children into the world without epidurals. If I could do that, I can get through anything. Okay, you know, right? So once 2020 hit, with COVID, it gave me no choice though, but to stop. And so it was a year later, and then we have no choice. The phone's not ringing. Everyone's contractors are like, we don't know what this means. Like, it was just complete stop. My team had kids. They were moms, so now they were like homeschool teachers and trying to like, you know, do what they could for the business. And I was like, just don't worry about it. We'll just shut down. And in that time of quietness, it really just occurred to me, like, what do I really want to do? And I just kept praying on that. Like, I know that I could do it. If I did it once, I could do it again. What do I really want to do? And then little by little, the phone started ringing. Text messages started coming through. And it was moms everywhere that I had met even years ago saying, oh my gosh, my husband's freaking out and I really want to help him. But I want to be able to figure out a way to make money from home. Like, I know that you did what you did. What could I do? And so I started creating what's called like these unpacking sessions. The show is actually called Rachel Unpacked. And so I said, all right, well, let's unpack it. And we'd be on the phone for an hour. And by the time we were done, they were like, oh. And then I would, a month later, see their Instagram and they were actually doing that thing that we had talked about. And I'm like, okay. And then it was one after another, after another, after another. And it didn't matter what the business was. Some ladies wanted to start eyelash companies. Some wanted, there was just all different companies that people were thinking of starting from home. And once I was just spending 2020 doing that, and part of 2021, I realized I now get it. Like, I get it. And my right-hand girl, who's not here today, but because she's a mom and she had to go drop off the kids and do all this kind of stuff today, she said, you know, maybe Just Home was the sailboat that brought us all together in order to carry us to the next destination. And I was like, yeah, maybe, because as soon as I showed them everything that I had in mind and what was taking place with women everywhere, I mean, women I hadn't really seen or heard from in like 15 years were reaching out, and they were so inspired and they felt so supported in their ideas, and they felt like it is possible. And then I just knew we got to create a community for women. There has to be so many more out there that we're not even aware of, and let's leverage social media to test it, to see if they're out there. And sure enough, that's what we found. No matter how many posts I did, no matter videos, I mean, it would be like 2 likes, for example. I started a Facebook group. Yeah, you guys can actually find me on Instagram. I'll share at the end. But I started a Facebook group just to see. And I did a post for the Facebook group, like on my Facebook, and like 2 people liked it. It was like Deneen and Delia, consistently. But there was a link to the group, and I'm on my computer, and all of a sudden I hear, and I'm thinking, what is that noise? You know, I usually go on Facebook on my phone, not on my computer, and so I was like, what is that noise? And then I look over, and it's like all these women that are requesting to join the Facebook group. So they didn't go like it, but they saw it. I have almost 5,000 on that one account, but they saw it and they took action. And so that kind of leads me into like anything that you're doing marketing wise, by the way, you're not going to get this like instant reaction from people, but they're watching and they're making decisions based on what you're posting, even if they haven't taken action yet, right? And you have to give them a clear place to take action towards is the thing. But now, you know, with the podcast doing so well, the podcast just took off. It's ranked out of the top 10, it's number 5 on FeedSpot for single mothers. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it's like entrepreneurial mothers who are single, and that was like a recent thing that I saw. And the podcast I do with Delia, it's a relationship podcast. It was actually her idea, and it was during the pandemic. And she says, I know you're doing your podcast. You're doing it by yourself. I wanna do a podcast. I don't wanna do it by myself. I think it's gonna be better together. Basically, as girlfriends, all we do is talk about relationships and divorce and dating anyways. So it's like, why not like leverage it, turn it into a business? And so sure enough, you know, we went through that journey together, and I said, where are we gonna film it? We're like in the middle of a pandemic. And she said, we could do it at my house. So there we were. So again, pain into purpose, right? Strife into like, I don't know, whatever you wanna call it next, but we just said, let's do it with the iPhone and some lapel mics, and we started doing the show, and now it's ranked top 10% in the world for a relationship podcast. But don't judge us from our YouTube. Our YouTube is still chugging along at like 100 subscribers or something, but the podcast is actually doing really good. We actually film it season 2 at the Tailored Spaces building that Janina represents. And so what the point of all of that is, it doesn't matter if you're doing this, and then if you feel kind of uncomfortable or you feel like it's just not serving your soul or your purpose or whatever, take the money you're making from that. Don't like quit that. Take the money you're making from that and put it into, slowly, the thing that actually feeds your soul. If it is doing like a podcast or something, do the podcast about one thing to create authority for yourself in your business. I don't care if you're a window replacement company. You can do a podcast about home improvement and set yourself up as the authority for homeowners to go to. But if you then go, but I love fishing, or you know what, I love, you know, beauty and wellness or whatever, you could actually do that too. So don't let entrepreneurship and this way that you show up to like the community stop you from showing up in other ways in the state and around the world, especially on social media. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. So a few of the things, in case you're wondering, with Just Home, we had to spend a lot of money on print and postage, as I mentioned in the very beginning, but we were able to leverage and pivot the fact that we had these digital publications and we had this amazing website. And by the time the end of 2017 came and then came 2018, we noticed we had way more subscribers on our digital platforms than we ever were mailing out in magazines. So we were able to make a difficult, scary decision to cut the print side off and go all in on the digital. Scared the contractors that were just used to 30 years in business doing direct mail, and literally educating the market, saying, you can do this, like come on over, like we have the homeowners. And we made that choice. We actually lost a couple salespeople because they were just like mortified. They were like, this is just gonna scare everybody. And we made that decision in 2018. By January 2018, we were fully digital, working remote, way ahead of the curve before this whole COVID thing made it a thing. And because we followed our instincts, and you know, literally I just looked at it one day and said, I can go from charging our clients $5,000 a month for a single page sometimes to like $2,000, $1,500, you know what I mean? Like way less, because we don't have all this overhead. And that's essentially what we did. We went for volume. We said, let's get as many as we can onto the website, into the publications, and let's break away the cost so it could become this very affordable resource for them. And a bunch of them left. So you're gonna have to make decisions for your business that are uncomfortable, but if you know in your heart of hearts, this is what needs to happen, don't be afraid of losing money over it, because that's just a bump in the road. You'll eventually find the people that believe in this new thing that you're doing, or in this other product that you're launching. You will find the people that believe in it, and just go all in. You gotta trust your instincts. So for me, I always say, you know, if you know, you believe in God, whatever, make him your business partner, because there's no one better than that to go to and just pray. I don't care if it's your logos, I don't care if it's like the color, just be like, okay, and it'll just come. And that's what I had to do. I just had this feeling of like, go full digital, go full digital, go full digital. And that's what we did. So Just Home is still around today, and it's chugging along. In 2021, we saw this emergence of contractors going, we're so sick of this COVID stuff, like, what do you got? Let's just go. We saw this emergence of contractors that had been in the business 20 years, believing in only print and telling us no way, going, okay, we're listening, okay? The other thing that we did that you might want to kind of keep in mind is we switched all of our e-blast messaging from like graphics and all this kind of stuff to just words. It just looks like an email that was typed up. because we don't know what happened with like security and all this kind of stuff. Phenomenal as soon as we did that. When we added video, there's a couple people in the room that really believe in video and they know the power of video. We went to video, we put myself, this was in 2020 and 2021, on video, speaking to the clients, and also contractors weren't even with us. I just said, put me on video, let's go. And I just spoke to them. And I said, this is what's happening in the market, this is what you should look for, this is supply chain issues. And then, by the way, advertise with us, right? And it's like setting up the authority, sending the emails out. So since all that has happened, I haven't had to get in my car and go meet with the client. No one's had to do that because everyone now has embraced the digital age of it, and they love that we're showing up on video, we're showing up very simply, and we're showing up very affordably. So trust your instincts when it comes to pivoting in your business, first and foremost, okay? And as far as marketing goes, one of the magic things that happened with the business is that we leveraged organic marketing. So we were spending a lot of money on Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all of that to promote the business, to promote our clients. But as soon as we tapped into a little resource called Pinterest, anyone familiar with Pinterest? Just today, we got 150,000, we got the little report for the last 3 weeks or something like that. 150,000 people have come to our website in the last 3 weeks because of one patio cover photo we posted on Pinterest. Okay? So, I'm in advertising. I make money off of advertising. I tell Delia all the time, oh, it's over. It's over because businesses can literally make a killing just tapping into organic reach marketing. It's a real thing. I'm now newly on TikTok. I don't know if any of you guys are on TikTok, but I'm on TikTok. We have a TikTok guru. We have some TikTok gurus in the room right now with millions of followers and just an amazing story. This is someone you should probably have on here soon, by the way. And so one of the things about TikTok, and I sat with David, by the way, who's sitting in the front row, and I was like, okay, I'm a dinosaur in the business. Come on, young gun. Teach me your ways, right? And I just started posting cringeworthy videos, you guys. Fall in love with video. If you're selling life insurance, you need to be the authority in life insurance in your community, and you're going to do that through video, okay? If you do patio covers, you better be the authority on video for patio covers. I don't care what it is that you're doing, you need to be the authority, okay? Family law, authority on video, showing up consistently on video on social media. And I will tell you nothing, and I've been around for a very long time, as I mentioned. Facebook in its heyday, Twitter in its heyday, Instagram in its heyday does not hold a candle to TikTok today, right now. So 3 weeks ago, I had 700 followers or something, I think, when I sat with you. And he kept saying, you're using too many filters. And I'm like, I'm gonna be 47. You would use filters too. You know, I mean, come on. But he's like, filters trend or not trend or whatever. So I just started doing the videos and just sitting there at Taylor's face in the office and just camera in my face. And I tell everybody, just keep posting, because no one's gonna care until they suddenly do. They're all making decisions as they see you, but they wanna see you consistently showing up, okay? And so that was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was at 700 followers. Now I've blown through the roof. I have thousands of followers. I have a video that went to 60,000. I'm literally sitting in a chair giving business advice, like one tip. Okay? These are like 20-second videos or something that I'm doing. The next ones, now everything I post is like 13,000, 5,000, 12,000, 5,000. This just recently started happening with TikTok. So what do? I go to my website and I go, what does this really mean though? Right? Because it's like 60,000, okay. Went to my analytics, I even took video of it. Through the roof, 6,000% increase on rachelmedina.com. So they're not just seeing your video, they're not just hearting the video, they're not just replaying and saving the video to their phone, they're taking action. People want what you are offering, but they just want to know that you know what you're talking about. So look at your industry and go, who's out here really talking about this consistently? And if you don't see anybody, it's you. I saw some people doing it, but they were kind of missing the mark, I felt. I like to take women from 0 knowledge to at least 1, and no one was doing that. And so I said, I'm gonna go all in on, you don't know what you don't know, but I'm here to tell you. So, at the end of the day, leverage the opportunities that are in front of you. You can formulate a message for yourself that makes you the authority, but at first, you have to be willing to suck. I know, it's not very professional to say suck. But you gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to look kind of crazy. I have under eye bags, this lighting is not my best friend right now. But at the end of the day, you just do it anyways. And don't delete the videos. Okay? I have people all the time that post and they're like, oh, I deleted it because only like 5 people liked it. Just, you gotta get like 30 videos on there that just like stack up, because once one video hits, they're gonna go back and look at the other ones and see that you didn't just show up out of nowhere. You've been there. Little tidbit on how you get not 1 but 2 podcasts to be top 10 around the world, shooting from iPhone and from home and all that. Consistency. Literally record all your episodes, as many as you can, get them uploaded. They're not going to be perfect. Just get them done. And I always say done is better than perfect, 1000%. So at the end of the day, that is my entrepreneurial journey, and this is why I'm all in on helping entrepreneurs and moms and women just like you go to 6, 7, and let's go 8.
We're going to have some questions, and I need you to repeat the questions because of the people on Facebook. But you know, I know that you have some things here, pain into purpose. You were struggling with strife into success.
Yes, that's what it was.
And I love the fact that you were so humble with your uncle. Is he still alive today?
He is, yes.
He is. Give him a big hug. Okay?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I didn't know all the tragedies and what you shared today. You're amazing. So thank you so much. Let's get some questions.
So my question is, you help guys too?
I can. So the question was, do I have guys as well? I think my son would like me to say no, but the guys are always like knock, knock, knock. So I'll say yes.
So I will answer it. You helped me tremendously today, and you've helped every guy in here. If we have a significant other, a lady in our life, you've just helped us tremendously. So
oh my God.
Thank you.
I want to acknowledge you because there were like pearls of wisdom just flowing right out of your mouth.
Yes.
And when you talked about shining a light or being cautious about that, I guess it was about your uncle, is that what came to my mind is the statement from Nelson Mandela that was, my playing small doesn't serve the world. And you're a great example of just the opposite. You played big and other people were inspired by that. Right.
Excellent.
And I also heard
Yes.
this of how important it is to make a decision.
Yes.
Right, because many people are just into indecision.
Yes.
And then following through, taking action. Bravo.
Thank you so
Excellent
much.
job. Don't be shy.
Questions? Going once, going once?
No questions? Unbelievable. Go
Okay,
ahead.
question.
I have a comment and a question. My comment is, I think one of the wisest things you said is that experiences are much more important than things. And I think as we get older, like me, you realize that, because as you age and you lose people in your life, you realize that the most important thing you can do is spend your money for experience, not on things, because things get old and they rust and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I commend you on that. And then my other question is, as far as TikTok, does that really convert? A lot of people watch it and you get a lot of viewers, but does that really convert to sales?
It does.
So repeat that.
Okay, so the question is, does TikTok actually convert to sales? He knows that people watch and engage, but does it convert? So I actually went to the website, my website, rachelmedina.com, to see what the actual, if it trickled in. I gained a few thousand followers on Instagram because of it, and we gained some members to the Facebook group because of it, and we got a lot of traffic to my website because of it, 6,000% increase. And again, spending $0, right, to get a 6,000% traffic increase from one video. And so the only thing that I can tell you is be prepared to receive the interest, be prepared to receive the traffic, but don't hold yourself back if you're not prepared. And what I mean by that is, you gotta just, it's almost like the cart does come before the horse sometimes, or I say, build the airplane on the way down. I chose to build the products and the services. Like, I know a lot of people have reached out, so now I have a calendar that you can add yourself to. I have some courses that are gonna be very, very affordable, very low barrier to entry for people to go ahead, and they're evergreen. Those things are in development. You can see them on the site, but you can't click through just yet. It didn't stop me from posting and just creating the content anyways.
So what a great job, and amazing woman here. You got to be so proud of your mom. She's absolutely amazing. I'm going to bring up our chair of our Corona Chamber, Paul Bender-Bedisha. She has an employment service company, but she is serving as my chairman of the board, and she's got a presentation to make to you.
Can I just do one thing before you come up? Yes. Can I get a selfie with all of you guys? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to turn around, and then I'm going to get a selfie. Because we're talking about social media marketing, right? So it's like, okay, so let's see if I can do this right. Okay, so everybody say something like...
Something.
Yeah, something. Everybody say, Corona.
Corona.
Let me go all the way. Again, one more time. Ready? Corona.
Corona. Awesome. Paul Bender, would you come on up? And I think that, you know, your slogan needs to be Imaginate. Okay? Because I think that it would be really good. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rachel. I've heard so much about you, and this is one of the best turnouts we've had for this. So it just shows your following and how inspirational you are. I made a whole page of notes from listening to you, and one of the things that really resonated with me was, I come from a working class background, was imposter syndrome.
Yes.
It took me a long time to be comfortable with earning money and being abundant, and especially when the rest of your family necessarily isn't in that situation. Yeah. So you have inspired not only the women in the room, but the men too. And I love Tic Tacs too. So yes, I was so proud to present to you our challenge coin this year. It's creating jobs, building a stronger community. And it's a recognition, having you here today, that those jobs don't have to be W-2 jobs. Yes. That in this new economy, post-COVID especially, a lot of jobs are gig economy or people who are working for themselves. And thank you for inspiring others to go into business and taking control of their own destiny.
Thank you for having
me. So this concludes our session today. In April, we will have another entrepreneur, and we just thank you all so much for being here. If you're not currently a member of our chamber family, Robert is in back. He can help you with that. If you'd like to maybe look at some advertising opportunities, as Rachel said, there's a lot of different things to be done. You can see Tammy or Robert, and we just appreciate you all being here. Have a great day. Thanks so much for being here.